It's 7:40. Let's do this. So glad that you're here. Good evening, Hampton Roads. Good evening, Northeast, North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television, and you are watching First Warning Live, sponsored by Marco's Pizza, where during this live stream, we're going to be giving away free pizza for a year. Also going to give away 10 individual pizzas. Plus, anyone within the sound of my voice can enjoy pizza that's half off. More on that in just a second. But I got to get to something that's kind of special. I don't normally start with a happy shot, but I wanted to share this with you. Now, yes, we have coastal flooding. It's been extended till tomorrow afternoon. More on that. But let me get to this, what I call a happy shot. It just looks so beautiful. Just a few minutes ago, this was taken at 7:15 from yours truly in the Weather Center, because I came up from the Weather Center around 7:50. I said, wow, I got to take a picture of this. It had a little bit of purple coloring. It had a little bit of yellow. And I spent maybe a good part of this evening trying to convince anchor Kurt Williams, anchor Jessica Larche, say, hey, the sun's going to come out tomorrow. And it's been a tough sell because it's been so gloomy, as you and I both know, for several days, going back to Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is like, are we ever going to get some sunshine around here? And it took a while. Finally began to see it. Now the sun went officially down at 7:18 tonight, but I wanted to capture this picture just to set the mood, just to say, hey, you know what? It's going to get better. Every day is a gift. And if this doesn't tell that, just magnifies it. On a day where some people aren't feeling all that great, maybe the gloom that's going on either in the weather or in the news or the sports, maybe your team hasn't won yet in the high school or NFL or arena yet, give it time, right? It'll get better. And I just wanted to give you some encouragement here at 7:41. By the way, the peak wind gusts were a little less today, only 20 miles an hour. That's pretty good. I see 40 miles an hour was our wind gust on Tuesday. That was pretty tough. And I got a note here. It came in like 25 minutes ago from Holly. Holly DePark is on here. She wants to say hi, and I just want to magnify her voice. She says, hey, the heat better stay away. She says, I'm ready for fall. I'm a little bit ready for fall too. I'm ready for pumpkin spice, maybe a haunted hayride, maybe some apple cider. Apple cider, I don't know what it is, but maybe something about this time of year, that crisp apple. Sounds good to me. But Holly, glad to know you're watching. Glad to know that you're on here as well. If you have a voice, you have a message, just leave a comment. It's real easy. By the way, did I mention we have these winds that have been dropping off? Let me show you the amount of rain that we've had. Because at 8 o'clock, I'm going to give away the winners of the pizza. I haven't forgotten. This is Thursday. This is when we give away free pizza. We'll do that at the top of the hour. But look, we picked up a 1/4 inch of rain in Virginia Beach. That's got to be helpful. We have a new drought monitor out today. We'll see how helpful this is. About a 1/4 inch in Elizabeth City. Had 1/1300ths in Jackson, North Carolina, and about 0.08 of an inch in Smithfield. But we picked up a 1/4 inch of rain yesterday. These are yesterday's numbers. Forgive me. These are yesterday. It's clearly marked. And then 0.61 in Chesapeake was the big winner yesterday with a 0.2 in Newport News. Now let's go to today. Today's big winner was Hampton. We had all this converging over the eastern shore into Hampton, Newport News, into Portsmouth in some cases. It was really soggy. The rain didn't want to move or let up. It kind of hung around. We got a 1/10 of an inch in Portsmouth and 0.07 of an inch in Virginia Beach. And Norfolk came in with just 0.04, but Newport News came in with another 1/4 inch, roughly. So it was quite a bit of rain. I mean, we'll take every drop we can get. But when I say it was converging, I mean, it's like this little line. Who comes up with this little line? It's like, stay in your lane, raindrops. Well, this is where it was. It just kind of danced in place all day. And it's all because we have this very slow-moving stalled system off the coast. It's now finally getting some momentum as the sun's breaking out before the sun went down tonight. But we've had more rain across areas just south of Cape Charles. Exmoor maybe has had a few rain showers in the last hour or two, but a lot of it's just stretched all the way down to Bertie County in North Carolina. And just this line has just kind of laid there and hasn't moved much during the course of today. We got high pressure over the panhandle of West Virginia, but there's the low. Yeah, it's finally getting some momentum. This has been throwing back a northeast wind. It was stronger on Tuesday. As you just noted, it was 40 miles an hour, gusting Norfolk at that time at the airport. But now it's only 20. So it's pulling away ever so slowly. And then we have this little backdoor cold front that's going to come in. I'm not expecting precipitation, but it'll change the wind direction. That'll come in over the weekend, the way things are shaping up right now. Okay, did I mention we have a great way to give away pizza? How about half off? Let's start with that. whether you win pizza tonight or maybe you don't, can I just say one cool thing about the pizza is that everybody within the sound of my voice can get half off whatever you go and order at marcos.com. So whatever you order, let's just say, for argument's sake, you're going to order maybe the works. Maybe you're going to get the pepperoni, ham, green peppers, Italian sausage, bacon, onions. Maybe you want a barbecue chicken. Maybe you want a pozole, a pizza bowl, a sub. They have subs. How about cheesy bread? They got that too. They got cheesy bread. They've got wings. They got wings. They got salads, Greek salads, garden salads, desserts, squares, extras, all of it, and all kinds of pizza and hot deals. Does that qualify for the 50% off? It does. All you have to do is use the promo code WTKR50, and you're in like Flynn or whatever that means. I mean, you get half off. You don't get half the pizza. You get the whole pizza for half the price, and it's done instantaneously at the checkout. So that's why it's called a promo code, and it's only good for the rest of the week, so through Saturday. So hopefully you'll get a chance. And there are only 5, soon to be 6, 5 convenient locations that are participating in the contest. Now, there are many Marcos around the country, in the Tidewater area, in Hampton Roads, but these specific 5, these are the 5 that are participating in the contest to take the free pizza. If you don't win tonight, and you've already won because you got half your pizza, let's get the other half off if you get a free pizza. But WTKR.com, which is our webpage, /Marcos is the place to sign up. It is randomly selected, 1 to 2 minutes. That's all it takes to get your address, because we got to be able to mail you the certificate. And somebody, before the end of this live stream, is getting a pizza for a year certificate, and it works like a punch card, like September, and then you get one in October. And when I say you get one, you get a large, one-topping, monthly pizza for free. That's a pretty sweet deal. Carries you right into 2026 because you'll get 12 total. You're not going to be, just because we're almost to the end of 2025 doesn't mean you don't get some in 2026. You do. You'll start off, you'll go into January, February, and so on. But the card will be mailed to you, and I just want to emphasize that this is just something fun. This is an experiment. Marcos loves to get back to the community. I know this. I've had 3.5 years relationship with him when I worked in Knoxville. They're always giving back to the community, and one of the great things about this is that, it doesn't cost you anything to put in a promo code and get half off. I think that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet if you can do that and continue on with these deals. Now, getting back to the weather, I want to mention to you that we have this high pressure dome off the coast of, let's say, the panhandle of West Virginia. That is going to continue to influence us this weekend. But in the meantime, the other story is this coastal flood advisory. There has been an extension till 4 o'clock Friday. 4 o'clock Friday, there has been a removal for places like Surrey and Isle of Wight and the city of Suffolk. You were green up until about 5 o'clock today. Now you are no longer. So the reduced counties, it's Gloucester, it's Matthews, it's the Eastern Shore, it's Norfolk, Chesapeake, and Virginia Beach. These are some of the spots that are still going to be dealing with coastal flood issues. And it's really tidal flooding. So when you look at the minor, that's what we're focused on. It may be a nuisance tonight, but it'll come back a little bit higher, a little bit stronger by 1 o'clock tomorrow. And then we should be, knock on wood, be okay. Because then by Saturday, it's not as pronounced. 4.5 for minor tidal flooding by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's kind of nuisance tonight. You're looking at a picture of NC 12 in Buxton down in Hatteras. So there was some ocean overwash basically earlier this week. That's been an issue, but the nuisance flooding will continue on as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Now, what's the difference? Put the definitions on the screen. Coastal flooding is when ocean water pushes ashore. It causes erosion, breaching dunes and flooding nearby land. But the tidal flooding is really kind of what we're dealing with when the tide comes back up. Tomorrow afternoon when the waters rise near high tide, this enhances or is enhanced by gusty onshore winds. Sometimes full new moons also play a role. But I got to mention to you the lows this morning, 68. That occurred at 10:43 this morning. 10:43 this morning, and we had a high temperature of 72 at 1:04 this afternoon. 1:04. Wasn't yesterday 71? It was 71. It was the coolest day since late May, like May 27th. Today wasn't much better. 72 was only 1 degree warmer, but hey, you take it when you can get it. You get it when you can take it. I got a note from Kim. She wants to say hi. She's on here. I want to say hi to you. Hi, everyone. Kim Thompson, good to see you. She's not a fan of hot weather, so this is probably, am I in the ballpark, Kim? Is this your cup of tea? This is your thing, right? You like the cool air. This September, 72 is more indicative of the 10th of October. And the 11th of October, not the 10th and 11th of September. Because at last checked, don't adjust your calendar. It's still September. It just looks and feels like October, which is why I keep going back to apple cider, maybe a pumpkin patch. Maybe somebody wants to go there. Oh, I got a note from Jessica Lynn. She might remind me. I know it's a good time. Hey, First Warning Live, great to see Jessica. By the way, Jessica, did you know we have half off pizza for everybody? And at 8 o'clock, which is in about 11 minutes, I'm going to give away free pizza, which I love. I love being able to give away the free pizza. We're going to do 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to you get a pizza, you get a pizza, and then somebody's going to get the certificate. We'll do that first. The big certificate winner, the grand prize winner of the week, will be announced first, and then we'll give away the individual pies. How's that for a pretty good deal? Let me keep going because I know the weather's why we're here, but I love to eat, and I think it's like a weather pizza party. 78 was the high today. Chesapeake, it was 76 in Elizabeth City. Oh, look at the picture now. You remember the picture I started with? That was like a happy shot bonus. This is where we are now. Well, what is now? Now is 7:50. This is a live look over the Chesapeake Bay. You gotta love it, and it kind of just sets the mood, right? You know the sun's gonna be out tomorrow. It's brighter days ahead. Forecaster Derek again reminded me, I think that's a song with Ariana Grande or something. I didn't know that. Just brighter days ahead. If that gets you to better mood, so be it. Clouds decrease late tonight. The coastal flood advisory really emphasizing the tidal flooding, the cycle, but a pleasant weekend turning a bit warmer ahead. We'll be near 80. That's, I think, a pretty good, that's where the happy face right there. That should bring happy thoughts to everybody, thinking that, hey, at least I got plans. Hopefully you have plans this weekend. Current temperature much cooler in Chesapeake. Right now they're at 65. Could that be right? It is what's being reported. 72 in Portsmouth, it's 71 in Norfolk and Virginia Beach, while it is 66 in Ahoskie and Nags Head, Manio, both at 70 right now. Our friends at Kiptopeke currently at 70 and Pocosin at 70. A little bit of breaks in the overcast in the METARs. These are airport observations. Emporia showing a little bit of starry skies. It's still gray around Norfolk International Airport, and we still have gray skies around Elizabeth City. But as we approach the 8 o'clock hour, we'll get an update on that. Beach forecast tomorrow. If you happen to be at the beach, we'll have a high rip current risk. Always worth noting, 78's not bad, especially when the sun's out, and the UV index will be higher. I think it was like a 3 today. Should be around 8. Should be 8 tomorrow, and that should not say Thursday. That's a typo. Let's just put Friday. We'll just abbreviate FRI, and I'll keep moving. But 2 to 3 feet. 2 to 3 feet, in fact, is your surf height for tomorrow. Now, this is something you're not going to see in too many places. I'm going to go in depth for you. That's because I love you. That's why I do this. 30% chance the Hurricane Center has labeled a wave, you can do the wave, coming off of Africa, that this could get a name. The name would be Gabrielle. That's not as important as the fact that this might have enough legs to get maybe halfway through the Atlantic. Will it make it as far as maybe Aaron? I don't think so. I don't think so, and I will show you why. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Tell me what you're looking at. You tell me, you be the amateur meteorologist or the expert, tell me where you see some convection, where you have some thunderstorms and red blowing up. I see them coming off of Africa, but right now, the bigger question is, what could this little disturbance, this area of interest in yellow, where could it likely go? Well, let's stop the tape. This is like around Thursday. Let's just circle. This is the area that might be developing. This is one of the models that we tend to look at in the weather community among many. We have as many models as we have breakfast cereals at Harris Teeter, I suppose, or at Kroger. You've got a lot of models to choose from, but this one is kind of like a nice little long-range model. It suggests that we got to keep an eye on that little circle, right? That takes us through Thursday, and ultimately it takes us through about the 21st of September. Still here, right? Is it within striking distance? You tell me. Let's see where it goes. Well, it didn't really amount to much. It kind of fizzles away, and maybe that's the canary in the coal mine. Maybe there's not much to see there, but there's got to be a better model. I think let's check out the GFS. Let's look at the American model here and see the same thing. You've got one little model. Maybe this is Gabrielle, because maybe about Thursday of next week. This goes through Sunday, the 21st. Let's see where this goes. Let's just put, just for giggles, let's see where this goes. Does it come toward us, or does it get absorbed what's going over here? So you got this thing getting all interacting with this, but lo and behold, look over here. See, it's kind of like you got to look what the left hand's doing and the right hand's doing. Look at the left hand in the Gulf. Maybe we have something that comes up this way that's maybe homegrown and comes closer right along the shore of North Carolina and South Carolina. That's a possibility. Because again, the time frame we're looking at takes us through the 21st of September. Now, who's going to show you this? I will, and guess what? We have this looks like a pretty good circulation center here, but it stays out to sea. So all eyes are out in the 30% land, when maybe we should be looking at what's going on in the Gulf as we head closer to Sunday the 21st. We need the rain, which I'm going to examine here in a moment, but maybe we don't want it all at once. That's just me. Again, these things change almost every 6 to 12 hours. By the way, the hurricane season name we've already covered would be Gabrielle. And then if we get another one, it would be Umberto, followed by Imelda. Those are the next 3 names on the list. Today, at last check, is Patriot Day. It is September 11th. We have now passed the peak, which was yesterday, September 10th. Doesn't mean we can't get activity. We typically do. There are some estimations that we still have, 60%, maybe even 60% of activity. It's still ahead of us as we get closer to the end of hurricane season, which we should know by now ends on November 30th. It's June 1st to November 30th. That's typically when we expect. Sometimes we get statements coming out in mid-May or sooner. Today was 72, the record 99, set back during the Reagan administration. But what's amazing is these 2 days are more like the 10th and 11th of October. We are not the 10th or 11th of October. We have 3 above normal days, that 95 going to 75. Remarkable to have a 20-degree drop in just 24 hours over last weekend. I can assure you this weekend won't be as dramatic. August rainfall, we go back. We had a third on the 19th. We had 1/100th of an inch on the 20th. Then we had a 17-day stretch with nothing as far as measurable rain. And then today we picked up 400. So our grand total is a third of an inch. Couldn't be any more precise. 0.33, we average about 5.5. Typically 5.88 is almost 6 for August. These are some of the soggier months. July is the soggiest typically. It's 6.08. But the driest is February. I just point this out because that was the month we had the big snow. February 19th, it was 3 days before I got here. But February is still, to this year's count, is a bonus month. It was a surplus month. We ended up with over 3 inches above normal precipitation with rain and melted snow. We're up to 28.83. If you like numbers, you'll like the next number. This is what we had last year at this time, which was about 42. And we're already 13 inches below where we were last year. We are a lot drier this year as compared to 2024. That probably won't surprise too many of you, but maybe it does. The brand new drought monitor is in. Not much has changed. You'll notice there's a lot of yellow areas here. But you'll notice there's also some new areas that might be worth noting. The Exmoor area is not under the drought because they had about 9 inches of rain on a weekday morning about almost 3 weeks ago now, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So they're not colored yellow. They got a lot of rain, but Gloucester needs it. Cape Charles needs some rain. We need some rain in Elizabeth City and Edenton. We're technically a level 1 out of 5 levels in the drought monitor that is kept track of by our friends at NOAA. The newest red patch is all the way up in New Hampshire. Looks like it's in Lebanon and maybe Warren area. If you have family up there, they are now under the extreme drought, which is pretty unusual. But again, it's only September. It's not the growing season. There was some improvement. They went from red to orange in Fort Lauderdale. That puts them from extreme to severe, but they still need the rain in Fort Lauderdale and Miami. And there's been a big improvement in East Tennessee. A big shout out to anyone watching from Tennessee. Yes, it's definitely a lot improved. Maybe a little bit of patch of yellow and maybe between, say, Loudoun County, maybe back to the west, maybe toward Roane County as well. But or Fentress County. Fentress County is still abnormally dry in yellow at this particular time. And you could go back further west where there is some really red areas in South Texas and in Arizona and back toward the Rockies. Got a note from Kim. We're going to get ready here in about 2 minutes to highlight the pizza winners. She says, yes, I'll even take it cooler though. I see where you're going with that. You get a little bit of an inch, and now Kim wants a yard. She wants 60s, I'm guessing, for highs. I don't know what you want in the mornings. Morning's too cold. You have to wear a jacket. Maybe you're ready for 30s and frost, but I'm ready to take it a little slower. Let's just take it one day, week, month at a time. But that's just me. All right, so we're just kind of recapping. This is the drought monitor. It is now 7:58. I got 2 minutes to cover some other weather items before we get to the pizza winners. By the way, if you're in the military and you've got family everywhere and anywhere, wanted to highlight some severe weather that's going on in parts of northwest Nebraska. This is around Crawford till 6:30 tonight. Inch about, I would say hail size, about 1.25 inches, a little larger than a George Washington quarter. There's also some severe weather in southern sections of Idaho. It looks like it's around till 6 p.m., maybe mountain time. I'm not sure if Idaho is Pacific time, but I would think it's certainly sooner than now. That's until 6 o'clock for 1-inch hail there. And looks like there's more wet weather down across southern Florida where they probably could use it. They're getting some rain. Looks like between Fort Myers. So there's a little pushing of some thunderstorms pushing offshore now across southern Florida. If we fly back home, we talked about the convergence that was going on here. We still have some rain that's still filtering down from the northeast. This would cover areas along the eastern shore, down toward Chesapeake, still raining and drippy all the way down to Bertie County. All right, so that's where we are. It is just about 8 o'clock. Time now for one of my favorite segments of the week. Hopefully it's one of your favorite segments, because in order for us to do this, I got to load up my show, and this is it. Here it is, the free Marco's Pizza winner for a year. The certificate will be mailed, so we have a little drum roll, please. But that certificate will be sent by the U.S. Post Office, so you should have that in a mere matter of just a few short days. But I would be remiss if I don't at least mention that we have some confetti. Okay, the big winner of the week, congratulations, goes to Carter Ledoyen of Chesapeake. You mean the winner this week's from Chesapeake? Yes, Carter, you're a winner. My friend, not only did you win a one-topping large pizza for this month, but you win it again for October, November, December, and so on right into next year. You're going to get 12. Count them, 12 pizzas are winners for you. Carter Ledoyen of Chesapeake, congratulations to you. I know that those who are on here that didn't win might be a little envious, but I hope not, because we still have some other pizzas to give away. But I do want to mention that you're going to be getting this certificate in the mail in just a few short days. It's probably already on its way. Thankfully, sales department takes care of all that for me, so I don't have to guess or randomize the winners, because they pick them out randomized so for your convenience. But I can tell you, you are the winner. Great to have you at least announced. And Carter, if you're watching or someone you know happens to know Carter, let him know. He's basically won pizza for a year now, starting in September. So you've got an opportunity to redeem that this month. Also, we have some individual winners I want to pass along to you in no particular order, mind you. The first two are going out to, this is a one-topping pizza. It's basically where we're doing the idea we're doing the one pizza. It's just one, you get a pizza, you get a pizza. And in no particular order. But the pizza winner, the first two, are going to Corey Goodnight of Portsmouth. Congratulations. Corey's just won a free pizza from Marco's. I think that's astonishing. That's astounding. Awesome. Courtney Hardy, I don't know you specifically, but if you're listening, you too have just won a free pizza from Marco's, and you are in Virginia Beach. So you might have some convenient places that you can go. You got 3 locations, Courtney, in the 757 that are going to be able to redeem this pizza. So maybe it's Virginia Beach Boulevard, Princess Anne Road, or Independence Boulevard. But those are the 2 winners that we have so far of the individual pies. Want to say hi to you if you're watching. I got Kim, I got Jessica Lynn also watching. But we also have a couple more winners here in no particular order. Number 3 and 4 are now on the screen. That would be Felicia White. Congratulations, Felicia. Now you might enjoy the Kempsville Road location. It might be more convenient for you where you live. Jill Edwin, if I said that right, Chesapeake, also a big winner with a free Marco's pizza. Congratulations. How sweet it is. We also have number 5 and 6. This is Leslie Randall in Windsor. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Windsor is also home to the Isle of Wight County Fair this weekend. So maybe once the fair lets up, you want to come into town, you could come into the Virginia Beach locations or the Chesapeake or even the Norfolk if you want. But Leslie Randall, a winner. Marvin Staton, also a big winner in Chesapeake. Congratulations to you. We also have number 8. 7 and 8 on the screen. This is Charlene Bronson. Congratulations to you. You just won in Suffolk, mind you. Another little bit of a drive, but beautiful. You have the Taste of Suffolk going on this weekend with your street festival. I know this to be a fact, from 11 to 5, and then you have an after party from 5 to 8 in Suffolk. But what a beautiful place. Because, of course, I digress. I did a spotlight there about 2 weekends ago. Ronnie Eubanks in Virginia Beach, also a big winner tonight. A free Marco's Pizza, one topping, is going to be mailed to you, so you now have also anticipation that you are now a big winner. And last but not least, in no particular order, number 9 and number 10 are on the screen. Susan Ross and William Nelson, both from Norfolk. Might actually use the Hampton Boulevard location, but Susan and William, congratulations to you. you have just won a free Marco's Pizza that's large. And did I mention we have the big winner of the week, Carter LaDoyan, Chesapeake. Congratulations to you. I know that some of you are thrilled, if you're watching, that you are now the recipient of some free pizza. If you're not, haven't been notified yet, soon you will be. Glad to have you here. Last but not least, I want to mention that you also have 50% off if you didn't win tonight if you use the promo code WTKR50. Love that. And also the fact that we have a website. If you want to sign up and win next week, you don't have to sign up more than once, but if you haven't signed up yet, go to our webpage, WTKR.com/Marcos to sign up, and you too can win some pizza next week. I'm thrilled. This is fun for me because I know some of you are like, I've never had Marco's. Well, now you get a chance. Now's your chance to actually try it, and if you like it, you might come back. But I will tell you this, going back to the weather, if you're going to order some pizza, maybe you want some delivery, it's kind of still drippy, right? We still have some rain that's dripping all over Norfolk, Chesapeake, down toward Ahoskie and Bertie County. The Virginia Beach average ocean temperatures typically in the low to mid 70s. This time of year usually eases back into the 60s in October and the 50s November, December. So hopefully that makes sense. Dew points have been part of the story this week, but not as oppressive as we had in June and July. It's been closer to 60 today, maybe even 61 as I just double check here, look at the observations. Yeah, the last check it was 61, I believe. So our dew points have not come down entirely much, but still comfortable, all things considered. Now the dew point now, at least in Norfolk, is 65, but it's 61 in Hampton, 63 in Virginia Beach. These numbers might come down a little bit, but they're a -4, -5 between Hampton and Suffolk, meaning it's a little bit less humid now than it was this time last night. Currituck is -6, Kitty Hawk is -6, so there's some improvement in that category. What about the dew point forecast? It's going to basically hold fairly consistent in the low 60s Saturday and Sunday, which would put you in the pleasant territory with a capital P. It's not terribly sticky. It does feel more like autumn than it does feel like summer. Now, summer temperatures are still hanging around in Atlanta. They're at 82. Right now in 8 o'clock hour, it is 82 in Columbia. It's 77 in East Tennessee and Knoxville. And Virginia Beach coming in at 70. Well, it's 74 in Pittsburgh. But you pick out your favorite town. If you're on the call, I would love to say hi to you. Congratulations. I got a nice little congratulations from Kim. Thank you, Kim. Love the fact that we can have some interaction. I'm glad that that you too are a winner. If you just want to use the 50%, you could save half off your pizza and try maybe something you hadn't tried, like a salad, a sub, or some of the hot wings. The desserts are pretty good too if you haven't tried the Cinna Squares. They're pretty sweet. Now, 89 in Albuquerque, current temperature 102 in Phoenix, it's 82 I mentioned in Atlanta. The temperature outlook would suggest, bad news for Kim, that we're going back to above normal heading into the latter part of the month. The 19th through the 25th, this is not me talking, this is the Climate Prediction Center, and they do keep on track of usually the 8 to 14 day forecast outlook across the country. They put the hotter spell right in here where you see some more orange, but even still, normal high this time of year is about 82. Above normal would probably keep us in the low 80s even toward the extended part of this period, which is through the 25th. Remember, autumn or autumnal equinox is the 22nd. That's at 2:19 that Monday afternoon. Future temperatures do show a little bit of cool air trying to pervade. It's trying to drop down like so, but it really doesn't really take hold like it did maybe back in August when we really felt cool. So you can see there's more orange coloring in the Ohio Valley and West Virginia, but it's not altogether hot. It's just maybe slightly above average heading into the 21st. Friday's planner, sun's up at 6:45. I can't emphasize this enough. This is the day you're gonna want the sunglasses. I didn't need them on Monday. No. I didn't need them on Tuesday. No. But you're probably gonna need them tomorrow. Mostly sunny day. Northeast winds about 5 to 15, and you got a mostly sunny afternoon. I'd leave a 10% chance. There's always that 10% chance for a shower, potentially on Friday, but you're looking at a mostly clear night tomorrow night for your Friday night plans, whether you've got plans on the town, whether you're staying at home, what have you, it'll be mostly clear above. Look at the Isle of Wight, though. If you haven't had some funnel cakes, or maybe some cotton candy, you have opportunities too to check out the Isle of Wight, the county fair in Windsor. 80 on Friday, a little warmer there. 79 Saturday, sun and clouds, a mix of sun and clouds, and partly cloudy Sunday, a little warmer at 83 degrees. The weekend forecast looks delightful. 77, mix of sun and clouds Saturday, and Sunday around 80 degrees. All right, temperature trend is we're going to round things up here soon. It's 8:09. Notice that we're still below the average. Now tomorrow, the average or normal, same thing. It's a 30-year normal. It is a 30-year average, is 82. We fall short of that, I think, even on Sunday. I think Sunday's our warmest day, but we're just talking about a degree or two, all things considered, about 80. The rain chances rather muted until we get to midweek. Tuesday and Wednesday, there's a coastal system that might be working its way up from South Carolina, so we're looking at about a 30% chance Tuesday. I think another 30% chance opportunity on Wednesday. This weekend, you can see this front not having as much of an impact. We'll be watching that cold front from the north as it tries to work its way down. That's why I say a good mix of sun and clouds might be, or partly cloudy, could be the outcome or output for we see on Sunday afternoon, where there's more clouds in the Tar Heel State and more sunshine in southeast Virginia. That's the way things are trending. Let's take a look at the Eastern Shore forecast for tomorrow. About 77 for Chincoteague, Saxus, and Bloxham. Onancock, Exmoor 76, Cape Charles 75, lots of sunshine there. Nags Head tomorrow looks gorgeous. 75, Manio, 76 for Roanoke Island, 74 Duck, 76 Kill Devil Hills, and if you're in Rodanthe, 76 and a pair of 7s for Ocracoke and Hatteras on your Friday. Storm Prediction Centers, we like to look at some isolated and scattered severe thunderstorm chances, and they're in the they're in the green and yellow, no orange, thankfully. Scattered severe storms that are tonight through tomorrow morning and daybreak would be right in the heart of Montana and parts of North Dakota, just to the west of Bismarck. Rapid City, South Dakota could have some isolated severe storms. Anywhere in green, which includes Denver, could also have some rough and tumble storms tonight through daybreak tomorrow. Meanwhile, nothing here. 2 patches on Friday worth noting. The Four Corners could have some isolated severe storms, and our friends in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo could also have some isolated severe storms on Friday afternoon, let's say. Saturday, it's still parked across out west. North and South Dakota might have some isolated severe storms. Further south, it includes New Mexico and parts of Colorado and just a smidge of the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas. Saturday looks pretty good. Now, this is worth noting, worth highlighting. Notice we've got some clouds and some drizzle. This is 9 o'clock. This is just about a little less than an hour away. But watch what happens. 11 o'clock, not much has changed. Probably still rainy, still drizzly, still leaking from the sky. But once you get into tomorrow morning, this is 7 a.m. Let me take this full, because I think this is where we've got scattered clouds, but many of you will need the sunglasses tomorrow morning. Now, if we stop this at maybe 10 or 11 o'clock or noon, maybe we get a spot of rain around Edenton. Maybe we get a spot of rain around Pasquotank or Chowan County, maybe just south of Gatesville. We'll see if that even verifies. But generally, you're looking at a pretty decent 5 o'clock drive home. I mean, there's just hardly any cloud cover in the sky. The anticipation is that we still have a northeast wind 5 to 15. This one shows 12 at this particular hour. But I really think tomorrow is a vastly improved day. You've waited this long. Might as well get the sunglasses ready for the door. Put them by the front door so you don't leave home without them. And if they're parked in the car, you're all set. By 11 o'clock tomorrow night, mostly clear. And then I said it's kind of like a mix of sun and clouds. Look at Saturday morning, right? We've got sunshine here, but then when you go into the afternoon, you bring in some clouds, right? This is 12 noon, bring in some more clouds. This is 5 o'clock on Saturday. So it's going to be that sun to cloud type of situation likely on Saturday. Not a whole lot to see in terms of rainfall, 10% chance at best. And then Saturday night, 11, still partly cloudy. I think we're on that theme going into Sunday as well. So here's your Friday morning forecast. In the mid-60s south side, Peninsula 62, about 61 for Williamsburg, beautiful Williamsburg, Franklin 59, Edenton 63, and Duck just around 69 degrees. If you're in Norfolk, look for a low tonight around 65. Could easily dip into the upper 50s for our friends in Matthews County, about 59 there. 61 for Wachapreak, and then to 63 for Smithfield for a low temperature. Tomorrow afternoon, upper 70s will be more common. Mostly sunny, 10% chance of rain, and still 80-ish around Edenton and Ahoskie, 79 Elizabeth City, about 78 for Hampton. Gloucester 79, and Wakefield around 80, about 80 for Waverly, and 79 for Moyock tomorrow. Here's your first warning, WTKR News 3 7-day forecast. So we've got 77 on Saturday. Mentioned the Taste of Suffolk. We got a kite festival going on this weekend at Nag's Head, Jockey's Ridge. That's going to be fun. If you haven't been at Jockey's Ridge, hello, it's like walking into a Star Wars movie of Tatooine in the Sand People. Very cool. Anyway, 79 on Monday, 10% chance, and then 30%. This is the unsettled days, Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, where we have a 30% chance of rain here and a 30% chance here with a coastal system that's worth tracking. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. We did already show you a pretty happy shot from the Chesapeake Bay, but these are from our photographers in the WTKR photographers group. Hampton, William Wood captured this beauty, and we also have this one from Norfolk, from Bradley Fullwood. Love it. Got a little bit of composition there with the sun in the background. And last but not least, Lisa Lynn Mathena, if I have that right, she's in Norfolk. She captured this beautiful picture as well. But just to leave you with this thought, with this notion that we have temperatures that are very comfortable, nothing too hot, and really nothing too hot down the road. We're expecting just a 10% chance of rain Friday and Saturday, but we'll be pretty close to the upper 70s to near 80 heading into Saturday and Sunday. If you haven't remembered, haven't written it down, please do. If you're hungry tonight, like I'm getting hungry, check out the promo code WTKR50. It's very easy. It can be shared. It can be saved. Just feel free that next time you're at marcos.com, you can actually get half off your pizza, but you have to use and utilize one of these 5 locations. This new location will be opening up, my understanding, later this month. It's a stone's throw from Great Bridge Middle School. It's on South Battlefield Boulevard, so that'll make 2 Chesapeake locations, while we have 3 in Virginia Beach and 1 in Norfolk that's participating in this contest. If you want to sign up, want to be selected, you have to play to win. In order to win, you got to play. Go to our WTKR.com/Marcos. You can get your name in for this list. And if you're rather just looking for some good food, I mean, the Pozzoli is like a calzone or a stromboli. One of my favorite lunch items is the one on the left. I love the pepperoni and sausage with the marinara or ranch dressing. You can even use the garlic. The pepperoni magnifico is delicious too, but we're very excited about this. I'm very thankful that Marcos has chosen to sponsor us. So we appreciate their time and appreciate their generosity, because really, they're giving away free pizza. That's pretty sweet. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Again, my name is David Aldrich. Remember, it doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or if it's serious. We're going to get lots of sun this weekend. Just remember, every day's a gift. Make the most of it in your neighborhood. We'll see you next week. Take care.